The initial flurry of free agent moves kind of died down a little bit, but still a few moves of note that we should pay attention to, starting with Matt Flynn. Wonder, was he going to go down to Miami with Joe Philbin, end up in Cleveland and replace Colt McCoy? Instead, ends up in Seattle.
Yeah, I guess it's not a shock, but the one surprising fact about it, even though John Schneider, the GM, was in Green Bay when they drafted Flynn, he was on that staff before moving out to Seattle, they'd never really shown any interest for him before. There were a couple teams that kicked around Green Bay last year, possibly trading for Flynn as either a backup or a guy to groom as their starter. The Seahawks were not one of those teams, so I'm going to go ahead and sort of connect the dots a little bit and say they were very impressed when they met with him. He flew up to Seattle, ended up going to Miami, but they got him back and they got the contract signed. I'm guessing that he kind of blew them away, either talking football or showing some leadership skills, because I think that's how they connected the dots there.
A familiar thing for Seahawks fans, too, with getting a Green Bay backup
That's
to be
right.
their quarterback did with Matt Hasselbeck, and not huge money for Flynn. Seems like a good deal for the Seahawks. Mario Manningham finally finds his landing spot. Going to line up maybe opposite Randy Moss with the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, and Michael Crabtree hasn't really taken advantage fully of that deal. He's shown flashes of greatness. So Manningham will have every opportunity to prove he's that number one receiver he says he is. He thinks he is. So obviously he's a guy who flourished a little bit in the playoffs, had 3 strong games, and then the Super Bowl leading up to it. It's probably a good landing spot for him. They're going to try to throw the football, and there are 4 targets out there now that Alex Smith, if he's the quarterback, will have out there. I think it's a pretty good move.
Seems some serious weapons there now with Vernon Davis, Moss, Manningham, Michael Crabtree, still Gore in the backfield, becoming maybe an explosive offense. Mike Tolbert, the running back from the Chargers, now going to the Carolina Panthers. Seemed like a little bit of a surprise. 2 good running backs there already.
A couple things here. Jonathan Stewart's contract up after next year. They want a good backup. D'Angelo Williams and Stewart have been injured. I think they're going to keep all 3, and I think Mike Goodson might be the guy who gets traded or released here. So Tolbert now sort of gets in the mix. He can carry the ball 100 times, catch passes, play special teams. Valuable guy. Ron Rivera knows him from his days in San Diego.
Yeah, kind of a natural fit there with Ron Rivera knowing him so well. The New England Patriots finally make a little bit of a splash. One expected move, Brandon Lloyd. Also getting some other offensive talent, Anthony Gonzalez and Daniel Fells.
Yeah, and Gonzalez, a low-risk, potentially high-reward move. Brandon Lloyd, in talking up the Patriots all throughout the process, kind of got rid of his leverage a little bit in terms of making money. So typical Patriots signing, they get him below market value, could be an explosive vertical guy in that offense.
Lloyd has really been good with Josh McDaniels. The only time in his career that he's put up big numbers. You figure going to New England with Tom Brady, probably not a bad fit for him. That's the latest what's going on. Keep an eye on all of the free agent moves. Just check back to ProFootballWeekly.com.